Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, just use my last name, code Hodge, and save yourselves $20 freaking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to video. Brandon Hodge here, and welcome back to another juicy episode of WWE News and Rumors. So I am finally home. I'm finally home from a Texas trip. I got a whole mess. If you haven't seen all the vlogs, I did like 3 or 4 different vlogs on my Texas trip. If you didn't check out the vlogs, if you don't know what happened to me and why I'm like just now getting home, then go check out the experience video. There's a bunch of new videos on the channel, so if you haven't checked them out, go check them out. But anyway, this is news. We have a lot of stuff to talk about because I haven't done a news episode in a whole week because I've been on vacation. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So the first news story is about a brand new WWE pay-per-view. So January 1st, 2022, there's going to be a brand new pay-per-view. Now, when they originally announced this, Bianca announced it at the Rolling Loud Music Festival or whatever, which, by the way, was just a freaking disaster. I mean, I get they were trying to get new eyeballs, but the crowd was so quiet. I believe they could have still got the new eyeballs if they would have just did like a house show at the Rolling Loud Music Festival instead of having to do a SmackDown episode and having like that recorded where it's like, oh yeah, the crowd's dead, no one cares about wrestling here. Oh, wrestling is not mainstream, or all that like, bull crap that everyone's saying or whatever. But yeah, it was kind of a disaster. But anyway, when Bianca first announced, I thought she was talking about the Royal Rumble. She's like, January, we're coming to Atlanta for a pay-per-view. I'm like, Royal Rumble, yes! And then it's like, the first pay-per-view, January 1st, 2022, a brand new pay-per-view that's never been done. I'm like, oh damn. She said at first, well, I guess it's supposed to be a first pay-per-view that's never been done before, so I guess it's not going to be like New Year Revolution or whatever it was called, New Year's Revolution, like it used to be called. So I have no clue what it'll be named. I guess it won't be like a Roadblock pay-per-view or a Great Balls of Fire or something like that. Hopefully they'll have a cool name. But anyway, January 1st, 2022 in Atlanta, Georgia will mark the first pay-per-view of 2022. Atlanta is actually only a 4-hour drive from me, so if the ticket prices are decent, I will be going. Alright, the next story before we jump into some rumors, this one is about SummerSlam this year, SummerSlam 2021. So SummerSlam is actually only a few weeks away. It's in Las Vegas or whatever, but Las Vegas is far from a lot of the other, the rest of the United States or even the rest of the world. Now this one's just purely going to be about the United States. Here in the United States, WWE have announced that they're actually going to be showing SummerSlam in movie theaters. It's kind of weird. They teamed up with some kind of movie theater partner or whatever. There's a website where you can go see locations near you. I gotta say, there's not a movie theater within like even 5 hours of where I live. So the movie theater's not happening for me. I'm trying to go to the actual show. Hopefully that'll work out for me. But yeah, I don't think most people can drive 5 hours to go to a movie theater to watch SummerSlam when you can just watch it at home. But you know, if you want to see SummerSlam on the big screen, if you don't have a big TV at home or whatever, I guess you can go do that. Especially if you live in a big city. They're doing most big cities. Like if you live in like a giant city, like I guess the Nashville, Tennessee area, or the Atlanta, Georgia area, or like, I don't know, Dallas, Texas, Houston, you know, these big cities, New York City, Los Angeles. If you live near one of these giant, giant cities, then there's definitely going to be showing near you. But if you live like in the middle of nowhere, like I kind of do, or just like a smaller city like Knoxville or something, you're not finding anything near you. But anyway, yeah, SummerSlam is in movie theaters if you guys want to watch SummerSlam in the theater for some reason. Personally, I like watching SummerSlam in my freaking underwear. I just like watching it in my underwear at home because I can't do that at the movie theater because they don't allow that for some reason. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually the only 2 confirmed news stories I'd talk to you guys about today, but don't you dare go anywhere, guys, because things are about to get good here. Things are in fact about to get juicy. I'm going to advise you guys, go and get your juice boxes out and get your juice boxes ready. It is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. The first rumor, now this one is a few days old, but like I said, I haven't done a news episode in over a week, so I might have to mention it in this one, and the whole internet is just going freaking insane over this one. So basically, it's about CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. They're both apparently going to AEW. Apparently, yesterday morning, CM Punk signed a contract with Tony Khan with AEW. CM Punk met with Tony Khan in person. They signed a contract, a wrestling contract, and apparently CM Punk will almost be wrestling every single week on television for AEW. Now, this sounds way too good to be true, and you know, this rumor is taken to another level. Tony Khan apparently will not say yay or nay to this rumor. Everyone, who signed to AEW saying, we don't know if it's true or not. It could be true, could not be true. We'll just have to wait and see. So it's created a big buzz around AEW. If I was Tony, even if I didn't sign to CM Punk, I'm going to say, I'm not going to respond to it because it's going to bring new eyeballs to the show, thinking that Punk's going to show up. Now, this has obviously been a big thing in wrestling ever since Punk has left. When's he coming back? And I think now that Punk has left, he's a bigger star than he was even when he was in, like, even like the WWE champion, because he's became like this this mythical thing that CM Punk is gonna return, and then when he actually returns, he's just gonna like float like a freaking god or something. It's ridiculous how much this has built up CM Punk's career, and he's literally gonna be like the most over wrestler in wrestling history if he actually returns. But anyway, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan I can see happening. Daniel Bryan has pretty much done everything he can do in WWE, so he wants to go somewhere else and do something new. That's understandable. He's a wrestler at heart. He loves wrestling. I'm sure CM Punk loves wrestling too. He just didn't appreciate the way he was treated in the WWE. So either way is possible. As for a show, everyone's pointing to All Out, but maybe, just maybe, Punk is not going to show up at All Out because that's what everyone's expecting because it's in Chicago and Punk's from Chicago. So maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe he'll show up, you know, in that New York City Queens. Is it Queens? I think it's in Queens, New York show. Or maybe some other show. Actually, I'm going to AEW actually only a few days from now. Like this episode of Dynamite, which is actually a pay-per-view called Fight for the Fallen. I'm actually going to be there. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. And yes, there will be a vlog here on the channel. So anybody that wants to see another Bryan Hodge vlog, there's actually going to be one up on Thursday, because on Wednesday I'm going to AEW Dynamite / AEW Fight for the Fallen in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're there, say what's up, but I'm going there doing a vlog for that. And who knows, maybe CM Punk will show up there because no one's expecting. Who knows what's going on? I mean, you can take it, you can leave it, you can whatever. It's a wait and see. You can wait and not believe it until you see it or whatever. There's a lot of things about this rumor that make it seem more true than other rumors, but we'll just honestly, it's a wait and see. All right, the next rumor. So what is WWE's response to hearing that two of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling at all in WWE are going to their competitor's company? What if their response is, we better hire back Braun Strowman. So yeah, Braun Strowman was released, you know, a few months ago, and now WWE's thinking about bringing it back because AEW's having Punk and Bryan. I will say this, if AEW gets Punk and Bryan both, as well as all the other former WWE stars they have, as well as all the other stars they have that were never even in WWE that are stars of their own, all those combined, I could definitely see AEW taking over like WWE in viewers, or maybe even like, you know, as a company actually WWE being forced to sell to them because they can't afford to like make a product of their own. I mean, this isn't going to be anything soon. It's going to be 5 to 10 years. It's going to be a while if it ever even happens. I mean, WWE is not broke by any means. They're a billion-dollar company. But it's just one of those things. It's like if you don't have the star power and you can't build new stars and you're relying on bringing in like old guys like, you know, John Cena. And I love John Cena. I popped really, really big. I was really happy to see the guy bringing in people like The Rock, having to bring back people, you know, like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. And these people can still do their thing. They can still do it well. But what's going to happen, you know, 10 years from now? 10 years from now, these people are probably not going to want to be wrestling anymore. They're probably going to be looking towards retirement. So if we can't build new stars, we're in trouble. I mean, Roman Reigns is a new star. At the same time, Roman Reigns is not really a new star. He's been in WWE over 10 years, and the guy, you know, he's going to be our star for maybe the next 10 to 15 years, but after that, we're kind of screwed. We got to make new stars, which is kind of a concern. But, you know, if AEW has all these stars, and then this is another argument, AEW has these older guys too, like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. They're older guys too. They're not these young guys. I don't know. I feel like AEW has I don't know, I feel like their stars just have more star power for some reason. Like these younger guys they bring in, even if it's just like someone like Jungle Boy, he just has like a more of a star power than like a WWE mid-carder right now in my eyes for some reason. But I think AEW is doing a good job. We'll just have to wait and see where it goes. But AEW has really restored my faith in the wrestling business for the future, because the wrestling business it's kind of like, okay, where's the wrestling business going to be 20 years from now? Is it even going to be around? Is it going to be as popular? Are we going to have fans? Is it even going to be possible for a wrestler to make a full-time living off of, you know, being a wrestler in 20 years? Is that even going to be possible? AEW's really restored my faith in that. But I'm kind of rambling at this point. But anyway, WWE's bringing back Braun Strowman. The CM Punk Daniel Bryan thing, AEW versus WWE thing is very heating up very, very fast. It's bringing a lot of excitement into the world of pro wrestling. We'll just have to wait and see where they go with it. All right, let's turn to the next rumor. The next rumor is about Mr. Randy Orton. So Randy Orton has gone missing for a little while. Apparently, backstage at WWE, Randy Orton is on their list. He's on their list of people, but he's not on the active wrestling list. He's on the inactive, not wrestling list. So I think he's taking some time off. I think he's on vacation. He might take a month off or something like that. I mean, the guy deserves it. He's worked his ass off with the company for literally decades. But, you know, Randy Orton will be back. He's not going anywhere. We don't need to start Orton AEW rumors because Orton has a freaking contract to be a wrestler with WWE. He is going to be back. He's just taking a little vacation, guys. All right, the next rumor. Speaking of a person who's been missing for a little while, I'm going to be talking about The Fiend, Mr. Bray Wyatt here. So where is The Fiend, Bray Wyatt? Where is he gone? Well, no one really knows. I mean, of course, I'm sure the higher-ups at WWE really know, but I've heard rumors that, you know, he's taken the death of one of his best friends really hard, which is completely understandable. That's completely understandable. Take as much time as you need. Take years off if that's what you need to be mentally okay, because there's no reason to force yourself to be, you know, on TV every single week when you're just miserable. But there's a lot of other rumors about where the Fiend Bray Wyatt is. Apparently, this is not creative reason. This is not a WWE really reason to keep him off of TV. So no one really knows. All we know is there is no plans in the future at all right now for a Bray Wyatt return. In the future, I mean, there is going to be a Bray Wyatt return, I'm sure. But as of right now, they're not planning anything. They're just kind of waiting. So I'm guessing they're kind of waiting until Bray says, okay, I'm ready now to return and to do what I do best. But he's, I guess, not ready yet. That's completely understandable. So I wish the best of everything to Mr. Bray Wyatt, and hopefully he'll return to wrestling sometime in the near future. Alright, so this is the saddest part of this entire video. Go and get your tissues out, get your tissues ready, because this is the final news story. This is the final rumor. This is the final thing I'll be talking about inside of this episode of WWE News and Rumors. This is about none other than the great one, The Rock. Okay, so The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the movie star. We just recently got one of our movie stars back with the name of John Cena, so I guess it's time to get The Rock back. So, there's been a rumor for a while, you know, we're going to have Roman Reigns face his actual cousin, The Rock, yes, they're cousins, at WrestleMania one year. I heard maybe the Hollywood WrestleMania, now it's looking more towards the Dallas WrestleMania. The rumor here is a double rumor, we got doubled up here. The rumor is they have it in pencil, you know, pencil can be erased, but as of right now, they have it penciled in. It's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I guess we're on 38 already, WrestleMania 38 in Dallas. That is going to be the main event. But the other rumor I have here for you guys is this Survivor Series here. Survivor Series, you know, is a pay-per-view a few months away. The last one of the big four for the year. Is actually going to mark The Rock's 25th anniversary since he debuted inside the WWE, since he became, I guess, a wrestler, if you will. So, yeah, that's a very, very big deal, and there's a lot of, like, guessing, speculation, whatever, rumors, saying that The Rock will actually be at Survivor Series because of that reason. It's the 25th anniversary. I'm sure the guy will show up and do his whole thing, you know, cut his promo, it'd be wonderful, just wave and be like, thank you. His whole thing that he does best that I'm not going to even try to millions and the millions. But yeah, anyway, the Rock will be at Survivor Series 2021 more than likely. I've heard it's probably going to be in New York City for the location of Survivor Series. But Survivor Series is one show. Apparently the TV networks went in on this Rock return as well, so The Rock will not only be at Survivor Series, The Rock will also be at Monday Night Raw, as well as Friday Night SmackDown, the show The Rock helped to create. So everyone wants in on this deal, so we might get 3 shows out of The Rock. I don't think he's gonna wrestle or anything like that, but he'll be on the shows, cutting his promo, doing, you know, what he does best, and then I guess at one of these shows they may start the build up for the Roman Reigns match for WrestleMania, but you never know. We'll just have to wait and see. But The Rock is set for a return, I would say, here in a few months is the current plan. So there you guys have it. That's actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right now on the screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.